Tanika Maria here. Tanika Maria here on Periscope. Blessings to you all. Blessings to you all. Thank you for joining me. This will be a quick broadcast because I have some meetings coming up, but wanted to just come out here as usual. Monday, I'm running a little bit behind. Good afternoon, Michael. Good afternoon to you, everybody. As you're coming in, definitely share, invite, swipe. Had a little bit of a struggle this morning, but here, hey there, Adrian. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Thank you. Definitely share. Real quick, peace and blessings to you, Jacqueline. Peace and blessings to you. 3 ways to keep doing right when everything is going wrong. I don't know about you, but my Monday morning started off a little rough. And sometimes, as we go through things in life, our anxieties and the different struggles, sometimes it's just hard. Sometimes it's just hard. And so how do you keep going on when stuff just keep doing the right thing when it seems like everything keeps being wrong? It's like everything is getting on your nerves. You're in your feelings. Stuff is not right. And stuff is taking longer, and there's a struggle there. And it's all these different dynamics involved, your feelings, other people, and their stuff. Blessings to you, someone on YouTube, CC Sweet. Hi there, Joanna. Blessings to you all. How do I keep on keeping on when I'm struggling in here? How do I keep on keeping on when I'm struggling out there? What about all the just all of this stuff? How many of you know what I'm talking about? How many of you have been in that place? How many of you could be in that place right now? And often, the more pressure you're under, the more things that's going on, the greater you're going to feel that. You're not the only one. You are not the only one. And as you're coming in, share this out. My name is Tanika Maria. I'm a certified Christian life coach, author, speaker, but most importantly, I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God, and I'm all about walking in emotional wholeness, peace, and clarity. Nothing's more priceless than my peace. Nothing's more priceless than feeling whole. Nothing's more priceless than my peace of mind. 3 ways to keep doing the right thing when it seems like everything is wrong. Number one, you got to keep the eternal or the long view perspective. So this is a question I want to ask you on this afternoon. That one thing, or maybe 2, maybe 3, but just get one thing in your mind that's getting on your nerves. One thing in your life right now that's been frustrating you. One situation, maybe it's one person, maybe it's several people involved, but get in your mind's eye that situation, that one event, right? Or this one circumstance, and all the feelings that you have around that. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question. Let me look here and read this question. Will what I am struggling with, brooding over, stewing about, ruminating, and rehashing, and going over and over the conversations in my head and what I should have said and what they said, will this matter 200 years from now? That situation that's got you worked up and been out of shape. Will it matter 200 years from now? Will it matter a year from now? Will it even matter 6 months from now when we're into June or May of 2021? That situation that's bothering you and that person and what they said and what happened and what went down and how you're feeling and just all this stuff and what you think. Will it matter 200 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now? Will it even matter next year? Is it really that important? Is it so important in the overall grand scheme of your life? Does it need to occupy that much real estate in your mind? Think about this. If in the grand scheme of your life, if you've thought about this situation and you're holding that situation in your mind's eye, and you've made the determination that it probably won't matter 200 years from now, because you'll probably be dead and the people that are involved are going to be dead. So if it doesn't matter 200 years from now or 10 years from now, then why should it preoccupy you now? Why should all of your mental and emotional energy in your downtime and when you get still and quiet and by yourself, or when those random thoughts come for you and the whispers come and you see something and it reminds you of that. And the next thing you know, you're going down that rabbit trail in your thought, and you were fine until you thought about that thing. And then 30 minutes later, now you're sad, now you're mad, now you're depressed. Now, if you've decided that it doesn't matter 10 years from now, then why are you feeling bad about it now? Why are we letting our minds go there now? See, the Bible says we're to take every thought captive to Jesus Christ. We're to take every thought captive for those of you that are believers. And so there's a degree of authority. There's an opportunity there where I can just say no. When I feel that thought coming, when that whisper starts coming from my mind, come on. I value my peace. I value my sanity. This is as much as for me as it is for you. When that whisper comes for you today, you can say no. You can say no. If that thing that's bothering you right now does not matter 6 months from now, 5 years from now, it should not be taking that much of your energy in your head in this present moment. Let me read what I wrote here. If in the grand scheme of your life and purpose, you determine that it does not really matter in the long view, then why is it dominating your mind in the short-term view? What is another thought that you can choose to think about instead of this issue that you probably won't even remember 10 years from now, if it's this insignificant? And we're reminded in Colossians 3:2 to set our minds and keep them set on things above. And so we're not to get overly bogged down in these earthly situational circumstances, because there's a longer view. And so basically, this is my first question to you. That thing that's bothering you so bad right now, does it really matter? And will it matter 6 months, 5 years, 10 years, 200 years from now? Probably not. So put your mind on something more productive, and that's going to get you, and that's going to help you feel better. We have the power to choose the right thought. Number 2, 3 ways to keep doing right when everything else seems to be wrong. Number 2, recognize and appreciate the sovereignty of God. Recognize and appreciate the sovereignty of God. So what am I saying? The last time I checked, God is God. And there's nothing about your circumstance, the decisions you made, what you said, what they said, what they did, and how the whole thing happened. Nothing about that is a surprise to God. We're the ones that's so surprised. We're the ones that's caught off guard, but God is not surprised. And he's not sitting there fretting. God is not, he's sovereign. He's not fretting and in a fuss and in a wad about it. We're the ones that get like that. We're the ones that get like that. And so if God is not, and it's hard, this is a hard thing to hear. This is hard to bear. This is hard for me. But if he allowed that situation to happen the way it did, then now it's up to me. Do I really trust him or not? He allowed it to happen and go down like that. So now I got to really believe this. Is this really going to work together for my good? Do I really believe that this is going to work together for my good? God was not surprised at anything I have said or done, or what other people have said or done that made this thing happen the way it did. So it's just beyond our capacity or control. So even my own free will choice and the decisions of other people, God knows. God knows. So it may not feel good, but it's working together for my good. And while I'm fretting and while I'm fuming and while I'm fussing about it in my spirit, I may have a fake smile and I may be saying, bless God, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. But on the inside, I'm in a stew. On the inside, I'm fussing. On the inside, I'm asking why, God, and I'm mad and the whisper of the enemy and just all this chatter in my head. And then the whole while, the enemy of our souls, let me read what I wrote here. And when we fret and fume and fuss, the devil goes and tells it in hell to the rest of the demons about how easy it was to get you out of your peace. Oh, look at her. All I had to do was make this and that happen. All I had to do was make a few little small, tiny things happen. And as you're coming in, feel free to share this. You guys are mighty quiet, but you are listening. But it's so, while I'm tripping, then now the enemy can go laugh and look at how easy it was. Look how easy it was to make her upset. Look at how easy it was to get her off her rocker. I'm supposed to be seated in heavenly places with Christ. I'm supposed to have the peace of God. He has not given to me a spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. But then I go and act up and I go around smiling and grinning and I'm tore up from the floor up on the inside because I'm mad. I'm fussing and I don't trust God. And I'm mad, but the enemy knows. And look how she's complaining. And look how she's all just in a snit, right? And he did his job. Because see, now I got her out of her peace. And when she's not in peace, she's useless that day. Because if he can steal your peace and have you fussing about stuff that's beyond your control, stuff that's already happened in the past, you can't go back and undo the past. You can't undo what happened, right? And so all the enemy can do is just steal your peace, but have those thoughts just keep coming in your head. And you're still mad and you haven't let it go and it's just all still there. And he's like, she's perfectly useless. She will be of no use to the kingdom this day because I stole her peace again. How easy was that to do? 3 ways to keep doing right when everything else is going wrong. The second thing that we do, my people, is recognize and appreciate the sovereignty of God. And when stuff happens, it's like it takes a lot of intentionality, a prayer life, and quiet to stabilize your soul so that when stuff happens, you may feel the feelings, you're going to cry, you're going to tribulate, you're going to feel everything. But you have to have enough in your toolbox so that you can stabilize quick. You better know how to come back home quick when the trials of life hit and stuff happens so that you don't stay out of peace but for so long. Because at some point, it should not be so easy for the enemy to rattle me so that the minute something goes down, now he can go back and laugh and say how easy it was to get her out of her peace, how easy it was to get her off her rocker to get today, how easy it was to just get her mind spinning and toiling and fussing and fruit chewing and brewing. I'm guilty. I'm so guilty. Let me not act like I got it together. I do not. I'm the first one to admit. Come on. And if you're blessed by this, definitely share this out. Share this out. We must remember that all things are working together for our good, according to Romans 8:28. And the third thing, before I get off here, because I had to make this one quick, you guys. Every experience is a lesson. Don't take it so personal. Oh, this is the big one right here. Everything we internalize and personalize so much stuff. And if you battle with anxiety, if you battle with any kind of insecurities, it is so easy to take the least little thing personal. It's so easy to internalize every comment, every criticism, everything that looks like a slight, everything that makes you feel because you got this little insecurity in this area. And then somebody says something and maybe touch on it a little bit. And now you're all, ooh. Yes, Jacqueline, you're not the only one. We get super, super sensitive. If you're feeling insecure about certain areas, I mean, you can be secure in certain things on your job because you know your job, you know how to do this X, Y, and Z. But when it comes to this area of your life, you've had some issues and struggles. And if someone says something, now you just, woo. How many of you know what I'm talking about? And then something happens. Something happens in a situation where it hurt. Somebody hurt you. Maybe you hurt them and the situation was bad. And see, no matter how painful it was or just horrible it was, at some point, you have to accept it. You have to accept that it did happen. And just for life to continue, it's like at some point you have to release it and move on. And that's so hard to do. Because see, like we like to hang on and nurse. I want to nurse my hurt. Like, let me get something here. I got my calculator here. Let's pretend this calculator is my hurt, right? This is my calculator. This is somebody hurt my heart and they did something bad to me and I hurt. And sometimes we just like, this is my hurt. This, and we get in our little spot and we nurse that hurt and we think about, how does, they hurt me and it feels so bad and I can't. Oh, we just nurse this hurt and I'm nursing my hurt. And see, you can't keep rehearsing and nursing the hurt. And see, we literally get addicted to the chemical hormones and the feelings. And, here it comes for us. And we get down and we go on and get into the bed with it. And we lay down with that hurt and we sit with it. And sometimes we got to be, at some point, we got to be able to let that go. And God can't bless us as long as I'm nursing. And see, just imagine this one big hurt, but imagine if you got a whole bunch of hurts, like in my ink pen, I got all kinds of little mess over here. I got all these little hurts and I'm just nursing all my little hurts and I won't let it go and I won't forgive. And I may do a hollow or surface level forgiveness, but I'm still sort of nursing it, and I'm holding on to these little hurts. And I'm taking it personal. And see, if you nurse a hurt long enough, if you nurse and rehearse your hurts long enough, it becomes a part of your identity. Yes, it becomes a crutch, but it becomes a part of your identity because at some point you begin to personalize and identify with it, and it becomes a part of who you are. And so it gets sort of ingrained. And now that I'm nursing, I got hurt number 1, hurt number 2, and then one really big hurt. Now all this hurt is in my heart, it's in my soul, it's in my psyche, it's also in my body because it's, we're chemicals and body, and it's all connected together. Body, soul, spirit, everything is all connected. So I got these 3 hurts going on. It's sort of gotten embedded in me. I don't want to let it go. And now I've made an opening for the adversary. Now here comes the enemy, because see, now I've given him an open door because I haven't really let this stuff go. And so now I get stuck in these cycles of overwhelms and patterns because I'm nursing and rehearsing my hurts. I'm rehearsing it up here. It's stuck here. And see, the only thing that's supposed to happen when we get hurt is when the hurt hits. So these are wounds, emotional hurts, whatever, however you want to call it. When the hurt originally hits, we're going to feel it. We're to go to God and we begin to immediately start the process of feeling those feelings, not repressing it, not running from it, not riding over the top of it, but to openly feel and deal with it, right? And as you're doing that, it's like you're supposed to extract the lesson from it. It's like you need to extract the lesson from the hurts, right? It's like, let me get the lesson. And then don't take all the extra baggage of making it personal. Let go of all the baggage of nursing it and rehearsing it and letting it be a part of my identity. See, what we do is we don't get the lesson. We don't get the lesson out of the hurt, but what we tend to do is we take all the shame, the guilt, the condemnation, and all the other negative emotions that came with the original. It's just one hurt, but instead of taking the lesson from the one hurt, I'm picking up all this other extra baggage that's making me feel bad. And we take every experience and every lesson personally, every experience personal, and we let it penetrate our hearts. So this is why I got this big hurt, and I just let it penetrate my heart, and I let it sit there long enough through the rehearsing and the nursing of it so that it begins to do significant damage. That's what's happening when you hang on to hurts for too long. This is what causes us to stay stuck and struggle. This is what gives the enemy an opportunity to come in with other stuff. And now we need deliverance on top of it. And so this is what's delaying our blessings. This is what delays progress. This delays the full manifestation of the prayers that we keep praying. It's the hurts that I keep nursing. It's the hurt that I won't let go of. Come on. It's all these little hurts. Keys to doing right when everything goes wrong is I got to stop personalizing, internalizing, rehearsing, and nursing the hurts that have happened in my life. Because it's delaying my blessing, it's delaying my progress, and it's delaying the full manifestation of everything that I've been praying for. We just have a hard time letting go of stuff. And we have to remember that it's just an experience. Every hurtful situation is an experience. It's not who you are. Just because that happened to you, that should not define your daily reality. And when you settle in and when you take that hurt and you keep nursing it and rehearsing it, you're allowing it to take over and become a part of our identity. This is what keeps us in those cycles. And so what we're talking about is 3 ways to keep doing right when everything goes wrong. When I have a hurt, I got to eventually come to the point where I really work with God. If I have to get outside help, if I need to read books, whatever I need to do to really pull myself back for a minute It's like, God, I cannot let this experience sit in my heart for so long that it does so much damage that I'm taking it personal and personalizing it inside of me. So it's like, can I detach emotionally from what happened? Can I separate what happened and my emotions? And can I look at it objectively? Can I look at it objectively and logically so that I can learn that lesson? Can I look at it objectively and logically so that I can learn that lesson? And then ask God to heal me and guide me and give me that focus and to do my best to keep it moving. Thank you guys for being here. Blessings to you, Pastor Ron. And so that's what I wanted to come out here and share. I knew this would be really quick because I knew I was short of my time, but I wanted you guys to just go back, definitely go back and catch the top of the replay on this. 3 ways to keep doing right when everything else is going wrong. Number 1, we got to keep that long-term view, because whatever we're upset about, whoever's hurt you, whatever it is, ask yourself that question: will this matter 200 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now? And if it doesn't matter, then it should not be dominating real estate in your mind and your heart right now. Amen. Number 2, what do we say? Recognize and appreciate the sovereignty of God. So whatever went down and whatever went happen in 2020 in terms of relationships and situations and circumstances that hurt you, and I'm not talking about global catastrophic tragedy things, but this interpersonal different things that have happened to us, recognize that God allowed that situation to unfold the way it did for his wise purposes and reasons. And as you stew and brew and fuss about it, just remember, the enemy of our souls can look at us and laugh about how easy it was to get us out of our peace. I don't ever want the enemy to be looking at me like, look, all I had to do was say this. All I had to do was allow that. And now look how easy it was for her to lose her peace. Why give him that? Why should we entertain that? Remember to recognize the sovereignty of God, that he allowed it, and not let the enemy get a foothold, cause you to lose your peace because you're fussing on the inside about something instead of trusting in the sovereignty of God. And number 3, we said we don't have to internalize and personalize. And I call the calculator my hurt. Don't nurse the hurt. Don't rehearse and nurse the hurt and take it so personal. It's just an experience. It's an experience. Let me detach from that experience. Logically, learn the lesson. Let me get all the lessons I can out of it. Come on. But let me not have all this baggage of shame, guilt, condemnation, and all these other negative emotions because I'm sitting with my hurt and nursing my hurt and rehearsing my hurt. Let me detach from that for the experience that it is. So I hope this blessed somebody. And again, by way of a reminder, I am having my year-end masterclass coming up on December 17th at 7:00 p.m. That's this coming Thursday, you guys. And if you're in that place where you want to release the regrets and the residue, and if you're in this spot where you've been nursing some hurts from 2020 and you want to release that and let that go, if you want to get yourself set for 2021 in terms of your mindset, your emotions, cutting off ties, dealing with any toxic lingering stuff that you have on the inside, and if this has resonated with you and you need some help in this, then this is the answer right here. Sign up for the class. The link is in my Periscope bio. You can get in for any amount that you desire, as you're led to give to do, and you will get the link and all the information on the email for this class. 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. We're doing it by Zoom. You need to be in the class. You need to be in this. If this is where you are, you need to get your mind right, get your emotions right as we move into 2021. So that is December 17th, 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. I look forward to seeing you in the class. I'll be out here again, and definitely as you come in, catch the top of this so that you can capture the notes of what we talked about. So blessings to you. Thank you, guys. I would love to be on here a little longer. I might have another 5 more minutes. Were there any questions, feedback, or comments, since I do have another minute or so before I get off? But let me know if you have any questions about the masterclass, or if any feedback or any thoughts or questions about what I just said, because I know I just said a whole lot. Thank you there from YouTube, CC Sweet from YouTube. Blessings to you. Thank you, guys. Okay, everybody want to be quiet now. If you have not shared, definitely share. Definitely give some hearts if you have not given any hearts, because I can't see that on this laptop. So at any rate, You guys. At any rate, blessings to you all. Know that God sees you, that He's aware of you, and that He's mindful of you, and that He loves you. Take care. All right. Bye bye.